to first things first. We're going viral. Last season, Odell Beckham only played in 4 games due to injury. This offseason, well, the guy looks perfectly healthy, and he's been posting workout videos like someone else I know. Check out his latest one. He's pulling a truck. Like, there's a truck, and then Odell is pulling it. It's a GMC Denali. If you were like, hey, what kind of truck is that?
6,500 pounds is what kind of truck that is.
I bet you CC and I could do that.
Is that in Jersey, though?
That looks like it's in New Jersey. That looks like he's around the way. That's not in Southern California.
No, that's, yeah, it was a nice day in New York. That's a hard workout. That's the world's strongest man.
I just wonder why the guy holding the rope is not helping me pull the truck. He's helping me get the rope.
Well, he wants you to maximize the workout.
What about that tat on his back? Man, that had to be painful.
Yeah, that's involved right there. That's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hours.
There's a lot to take in this picture. I also, what type of driveway is that? Like,
That's a street, Nick.
Nah, I don't. Is it a street?
That's a street.
So he's on
the sidewalk.
So he's just blocked off a street. I guess I'm a little annoyed if I drive down the street and Odell Beckham's just sitting in the roadway,
right,
pulling a truck. Like, hey man, I got places to be. I'm gonna go to Chris Canty's house, hang out.
I like the fact he's getting that work in, though.
Yeah.
And he's showing people too. This is the type of work. So Odell, man, he's a special guy. He loves working out. He loves getting better.
That is, yeah. That's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, Jenna.
Did
you like the video, Jenna?
I love the video.
Okay.
I mean, you got to respect the guy that will post a video of himself working out on Instagram. I think that's...
He's going to be coming down to crack on those safeties this year, I see.
So. Oh, is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh.
I ain't never pulled no truck, and I think I
right?
Hey, guys, Tom Brady retirement talk has begun to sweep the nation as a result of him visiting Qatar and missing practice. Well, now Tom Brady's agent, Don Yee, has chimed in, and he says Brady will play this season, and he will play into his mid-40s, or until he feels he isn't playing at a championship level. Well, that should just about settle every single doubt. Chris, how much should Brady's plans impact the Patriots' draft plans, do you think?
I don't think it should impact the Patriots' draft plans even a little bit. And coming into this draft, I thought that the Patriots would look for a successor to Tom Brady. I still believe they'll do that.
Right.
Even though I do think Tom Brady is capable of playing into his 40s. I don't know if he's going to play till he's 45, but could I see him play until 42, 43? Yeah, I absolutely could. But that being said, the Patriots have been the model for consistency for the last couple of decades in the NFL. And the only way to be able to maintain that consistency is by finding a successor for the most important position on the football field, which is the quarterback position. Now, they've got 2 first-round picks, 23 and 31, and they've got 2 second-round picks. So you have a lot of draft capital. If you see value to be able to move up and get a guy, then that would make sense. But they don't necessarily have to, and we've seen that the Patriots have drafted quarterbacks in the second and third rounds in the last few years in trying to make sure that they do have capable backups and somebody to step in if and when Tom Brady leaves. I don't know when they're going to get a quarterback, but I do expect them to address the quarterback position in the draft this year.
Do you think Tom Brady's heir apparent is sitting in the draft this year?
I think it's possible. We don't know that definitively, but I think it's possible, and it all depends on who the Patriots and Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels have a conviction on. We'll see what happens, but it does make sense when you have this kind of draft capital to try to address the quarterback position. They've got the successor in the head coach because Josh McDaniels came back. He didn't take the coach job. He'll be the head coach of the New England Patriots at some point in the foreseeable future, but you got to address who's going to be your quarterback, who you're going to hand the baton to after Tom Brady. You want that situation like what happened in Green Bay in the late 2000s with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, or what happened in the 90s with the 49ers and Joe Montana and Steve Young.
You mentioned a very important situation. That's the Josh McDaniels. I believe even if Josh is not there, then New England's going to go into this with those 4 picks, the first and the second round. They're going to go in and try to get themselves a quarterback. Now you have Josh coming back. Whatever promises him and Kraft came to with each other, like I know coming out of this draft, Josh, if he is thinking about being the quarterback, the head coach of the future for New England.
He wants a quarterback.
The quarterback of the New England Patriots is sitting there on draft day. He's in college football right now. He's getting ready to get drafted into the pros. So, Jenna, I'm with you. Yes, I do believe that. I do believe in the first or second round, the heir apparent to Tom Brady will come from this draft. Now, I don't feel like they have to force it. I do feel like they can play their hand because there's other holes that they need filled that are more important than Tom Brady. And what's that? They need a left tackle right now. Yesterday. Now, Tom Brady, he's a key component to this in the future of the quarterback position. That's probably the second component in this draft that's got to be taken care of. You cannot leave the draft, round 1 and 2, if you're the New England Patriots, and not have a left tackle and the heir apparent to Tom Brady when he decides to walk away?
All right, so I believe they are going to draft a quarterback sometime in the top 65 picks. But allow me for a moment to make the argument against doing that. Because we always talk about these heir apparent plans, and I think it's, when we look at the history of it, a little overrated. So let's talk about the most recent one, okay? Manning to Luck. In real time, had the Indianapolis Colts decided, you know what we're doing with that number 1 pick? We saw the package you got for the number 2 pick that year in RG3. We are flipping that. We are keeping Peyton Manning, and we are going to try to go win Super Bowls with this Hall of Fame quarterback. Guess what? Peyton Manning went on to 2 more Super Bowls and won 1. Andrew Luck, we don't know what his future will hold. The heir apparent in Green Bay situation, we are going to, we're going to hand the baton off. Aaron Rodgers is as talented as a quarterback as I've ever seen. He's been to and he's won 1 Super Bowl. Steve Young, who set the all-time quarterback rating record, he went to and won 1 Super Bowl. It is so hard in this league to win a single Super Bowl that if you're a team like the Patriots that is going to go into next year as the favorite, you can make a strong argument. If the whole goal is to just, what did Robert Kraft tell you? Just count win championships. Then what do you care if you win it in 2018 or 2023? If the whole goal is to win championships, you can't convince me you will ever be better positioned to win championships than right now with Tom Brady as your quarterback. So use all your draft capital.
But there would be an argument, too, with so many young players, Nick, and so many holes, that if you don't replace Tom Brady, you're setting yourself up in this window of 2 years. Your probability of winning the championship, goes up 10%? But after that, your probability goes way, way down to being an 8-8 football team. So you have to be able to measure that. You know, Kraft is doing this in real time. He's not on the clock that Belichick is on. He's not on the clock that Brady's on. So he's running the organization. I believe his time clock wins out over the current regime that's there.
And see, I never want to be in that position which you're talking about, 7-9, 8-8 with no quarterback. That's called quarterback hell. You're not bad enough to be at the top of the draft to find where most franchise quarterbacks are drafted at, and you're not in a situation where you're competitive and you're getting into the postseason. So you've got to make sure that you solidify that position. And the other thing that you have to factor in, Nick, is that Tom Brady is 40 years old. Like, at what point are we going to see a drop in his production? Because if you look at it, the odds are against Tom Brady being able to replicate the kind of season that he had last year. All you have to do is look at Brett Favre and what he did in his last couple of years. He went to the Pro Bowl when they went to that NFC Championship game against the Saints. Then he fell off a cliff in 2010. You don't know when that's going to happen. So it just makes sense to be able to have a quarterback in place for if and when that happens.
It makes sense for a well-oiled machine like New England. But also, let's not forget, your exit strategy from Tom Brady, you messed that up already. You gave Jimmy Garoppolo away. So you're looking at this like, okay, right now, let's not do this. But they're looking at this, we already blew an opportunity with Jimmy Garoppolo. We could have extended him and had him here. So it's just like the Cleveland Browns. When you've made a mistake in the 17 draft not getting a quarterback, when you've made a mistake in the 2016 not getting a quarterback, it becomes important with that number 1 selection that you get your quarterback of the future. New England botched the exchange of who would be the next quarterback by not keeping Jimmy Garoppolo. And they must be able to try to fix that through this year's draft.
Every time I bring that up, it's always met with they were never going to pay him that money. It was never going to happen. So basically, Tom Brady botched it by playing and having an MVP caliber season. Had he done what he was supposed to do at age 39, 40, which is kind of like crop the bed a little bit for the first 6 weeks, then you say, all right, we see that he's not going to finish out the season the way we have Jimmy Garoppolo, we sign him.
The third option is get Jimmy Garoppolo signed to an extension before the year at well under what the market value ended up being.
How is that not even an option?
Well, I think it was. I think his agent, who's also Brady's agent, by the way,
they got some pushback.
Right, correctly assumed what the market would be. His agent had a good idea. You know what? If we wait this thing out, they're not going to be able to franchise him because they're not going to have the cap space for it. And he will hit free agency. I don't think he thought he was going to get 27.5 million a year, but he knew he was going to get more than what the Patriots were offering him. So there was no way they could have handled it perfectly because Brady just kept extending his prime. I think you can make the argument, try to win your Super Bowls right now, but I understand your point. Robert Kraft is like, I'm not selling this team in 3 years. I don't ever want to be the Jets.
Yeah.
I want to consistently be near the top of the league.
Did you have fun today?
I had a great time, as always, though.
As
I
always.
have a good time hanging
You and
out
I
with
should
guys.
hang out
Bro.
sometime.
Man.
It would be as awkward as this, but outside.
Don't do it.
It would be like,
Don't
it would
do it,
just
Canty.
do it. Just
Canty,
do it.
don't.
Canty, do it. Do it, Canty. Canty, do it.
Show us how you pull in a truck or something.
Coming up, I'll be in the truck.
You're going to have burpees in the corner.
The Rockets nearly made NBA history last night. Next on First Things First.
Before you agree to hang out with her, check her text history with Eric Mangini.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you have to unfollow your old dreams to chase new ones. This is for the drivers. The ones who do more than defy rules, they change them. This is for the unfollowers. Hurry in to lease a 2018 BMW X2 X-Drive 28i for $399 per month.
Why is their unlimited data so expensive? Who do those guys think they're fooling?
See it all the time.
They expect all of us to share?
So you're ready to switch.
For the family. Switch to Boost and get 3 lines with unlimited gigs for $100 per month. Plus, get up to 3 free phones with 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. All on the super reliable and super fast nationwide network.
Enjoy your data.
Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Delivery should look like this. Crisp leaves of lettuce, freshly made dressing, clean food that looks this good. Eaten at your desk. Panera. Food as it should be. Now delivered.
Once there was an organism so small, no one thought much of it at all. People said it just made a mess.